Alright, this is my first training log on this channel, and today I'm going to be doing 2x120s and 2x100s with 6 to 8 minutes rest with a race pace, like 80% 400 at the end, to kind of see how I'm going to run my 400 for my meet Saturday. Worst comes to worst, it'll just be the 100 and the 200, but I'm going for the 100 and the 400. I'm going to get changed, and then I'm going to start warm-ups, and then we'll get to the actual workouts. And I guess some advice at the end, for the people out there who feel like they don't know enough or feel like they want to learn more, because that's what I'm here for. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright, I just jogged my 400 as a warm-up. I think I'm gonna do starts, then my actual workout, which is the 120s and 100s. But before any of that, I'm going to do my stretches and my dynamics. Alright, I just did my warm-ups. Now it's gonna be time for the actual running, where we're gonna do maybe 2 or 3 starts, like 10-meter starts, and then I'll go to do my actual workout, the 120s and the 100s and the 400, which will pretty much end it for the day. But yeah. Alright. Right now, I'm putting my spikes into my shoe and lacing them back up because I had to wash them. And then we're gonna actually start the workout. I guess for my first piece of dialogue, for those young kids out there, or even people my age who are just now starting or are struggling to get faster, one thing I can say is, lifting, running, practice, the proper workouts, proper rest, recovery are all things you need to take into accountability, including what you eat. Even myself, I do still struggle with nutrition, but I do sit here and I try my best. If you're starting out and you have bad form, or you believe you have bad form, try to watch videos on the proper way to do it and perfect it off of those videos, rather than going and watching videos of pros racing and trying to don't go out there trying to run like Noah Lyles when your legs are way shorter than his, when you're nowhere near his height, or you're taller than him, you have more body mass than him. Don't go out trying to perfect other people's forms. Try to perfect your form and make sure you're doing everything properly, because it could be like a double-edged sword. Yes, what they're doing is proper, but that's what they look like when they're doing something proper, not what you would look like. So if you take that into accountability, you would if you take that into account, it'll make more sense. You could do that by just I started off by watching videos on how to the angles, the phases, your drive phase, your top end. Then I just went out and I ran. No lifting, none of that. I ran in a park while I was with my grandmother. I ran in a park. I didn't go to a track. I decided to run in the park, and that alone helped me to get where I am today. Like I ran, I believe my freshman year, I ran a 12:44, and then without lifting, I was able to drop down to a 11.79 without any proper weightlifting or actual training. Yes, I did run for my school at the time, but and he was a great coach, but didn't work much on individualism, and which I feel like is a really, really big problem, because the 800-meter kids shouldn't be doing 100, 200 ladders with the sprinting kids. They should be with their own coach, which we didn't have. We had 2 coaches and a head coach and assistant coach for all categories of running, and that's not a thing that you want to, like, that's not something you look forward to, as a someone who's like dedicated to the sport and really love it. That was really a bummer to me. But now that I switched schools, it's even more of a bummer, because now I had a coach who didn't know what they were really doing, and we tried our best to help her, and overall I can say it was a fun experience with her. But a lot of the things I learned, from freshman year to now, were self-taught. I say perfect how you run, and then get into lifting and doing all of that stuff. Without proper training, I dropped from a 12.8 this beginning of the outdoor season to an 11.7, over a second off. So never give up, no matter if you're injured, none of that. Go to recovery. Recovery is key. If you don't do what you're supposed to when it comes to recovering, you can't expect to be back in that prime shape you were when you were running or you were jumping. You can't. Do as you're told when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to form. Because I'm out here in Waterbury, and there's not a lot of, we really truly do lack a lot of those resources. We don't have any nutrition coaches and no specialist coaches for jumping, for distance, for sprinting. It's more or less just big groups, and I would like to bring attention to that, but I don't think it will get much attention from this video. But that's pretty much it. Don't be discouraged by times if it's not what you wanted, and train right too. And what I mean by train right is, don't go out and overwork yourself. Don't go out and run a full race pace 200 before your meet. Because I was very naive my freshman year, going to indoor. For example, I was running the 300 meter for the first time during indoor, and first time, it's nervous. My first time doing a sport in general, I was just very nervous, and without guidance, I told my coach what I was doing. It was just very bad guidance. I went and I ran 3 practice 300s at basically race pace. Did that end well? No, it didn't. It really didn't end well. I ended up doing very bad, and not accomplishing what I thought I would. But those are things you learn from. You learn not to do that no more. And I learned, train properly. Make sure you're eating well before your meets, because realistically, you should start eating like good. And what do you mean by good is that I don't mean like you should just eat a bunch of snacks and then eat healthy before your meet. Is like, eat the proper things. Like, there's certain things you can eat to stay healthy. Like, you can eat salads, but you don't want to eat a salad before you race. That's not going to give you fuel. Think of carbs, pasta like the night before, oatmeal for breakfast, depending on the time before you meet, oatmeal. And when it comes to running, you could even go as far as gummies before you run, a couple minutes, just to spike your overall blood sugar. That'll help you. But that's pretty much it. I don't think I have anything else I want to cover. There are going to be more volumes to this genre. I do plan on doing this throughout my junior and senior year, because, you know, I did just finish my sophomore year. And even, you know, I finished not with what I wanted, but knowing I can get better. The sport is very mental, and a lot of people don't take that into consideration. The sport is very mental, and if you don't, you know, if you let the sport take over your head, you can't expect to run good times. If you're, this freshman's he's running a 10.5, you know, I'm only a junior, you know, I'm running 11, you know, there's no way I'm become faster. Don't think like that. I know a couple of people who, you know, ran slower than me, and now they're state champions. You know, so you can't always think in that mindset and let those things get to you, because in the end, all it's going to do is affect you negatively. You know, worry about yourself. You know, what people say, you're running your race. You're not running to win, you're running your race. The race is really against the clock. That's all you got to think about. You know? Watch videos on proper form, watch videos on proper technique. You know, film yourself. You know, what I'm doing now, this is a great way to film yourself. So very good way to film it. It's a very good way to you know, study yourself and see what you're lacking in. I knew from film of my races back in freshman year, I lacked my start. My start was very, very bad, and I lacked that. That's what I lacked. But, you know, watching videos on proper technique and proper shin angles, I was able to, you know, get up out of that, and now my start is better than ever. But it's still one of my most weak points. So all I can say is, you know, to just, you know, oh wow, there's an ant on me. All I can say, you know, to just like review over it. Track's a very mental sport. Do not let things like other people's times, and colleagues' times get to your head. You're running your own race. You're running against the clock. You're not running against anybody else. You're not running to win. You're running to, you know, you're running your own race. Nutritionize. Okay, that's a word. You know, eat well. And there's a bunch of guides on that. Like I'd say that's most YouTube video friendly is eating guides, because it's very known knowledge. And train properly. Don't overwork yourself. And, you know, at most, if you're gonna work out before a track meet, warm up. That's the most I can say. Do form drills, A skips, B skips. Do sets of them instead of just, you know, one set. Before a race, the day before a meet, don't ever go out and just run a full race pace. The effort you should be looking towards before meet days or the week, leading up to a week, leading up to a meet day is highest 80%, and like a couple of days before 60%. You don't want to overwork yourself. But I'm gonna get these spikes, you know, ready, and we're gonna start the workout. So I'll see you guys. I feel like I want to do 10 meters, 10 by 3 or either 10 by 2, because, you know, that's not in my workout plan, and I'm kind of going against it right now. And also the 400 is not in the workout plan, so you know, don't want to sit here and just not follow the plan at all. If I'm feeling good, we're gonna do 2 by 10, and if it feels iffy, we're gonna do 3 by 10, and then we're gonna get into the 120s and the 100s, and that's the actual workout, and then, you know, 400, and then we're out of here. Okay, just for reference, I'm behind the camera, but I think that the 10 is, you know, the yellow mark. I measured it with my phone, like through the measuring app or whatever, and it said 32.2 feet, which is like roughly 10 meters. So, you know, we're gonna rock with that. That felt pretty good. I still might do 2 more. I'm gonna do 2 more, and we're gonna get to the actual workout. But I'm doing this just because I don't have blocks, and I haven't done crouching starts since freshman year. So yeah, you know, I've been trying to get adjusted to the blocks, you know, for racing and shit. But, you know, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna do my next 2 sets. So after reviewing what you guys probably seen, I definitely need to stay lower to the ground. And pretty much it from what I seen. So we're gonna try to stay lower to the ground and get out faster. All right, third set. Better. It did feel a little more delayed, but I feel like I got the power that I wanted out of it, and I might have been a little higher, but we're gonna review the footage. Tired, bro. Trying to see. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna do the 120s. I can't get the entire like race in the video, let alone can I actually like, you know, time it accurately. I could put my phone all the way down there, like at the end of the line, but somebody is there and I'm kind of scared. So we're only gonna get the 100 estimates. So sorry guys, but we're gonna go out of lane 4. All right, let's do this. All right, so we're gonna be doing our second rep of the 120, then we're gonna go on to the 100s. What's up? All right, so we're gonna do 2 100s, and then that's pretty much it. We're not gonna do the 400, but we're gonna do 2 100s. We're gonna end it off there. If you wanna say anything, you wanna get in it? Say anything? You know, promote anything.
Yeah, thank you, yeah. What's up, I'm Oscar Rios. I started up Brass City Surge. I'm trying to see if I can recruit Josiah, but we'll see. What time, but, well, you know, just representing, you know, it's the team. You know, BrassCitySurge.com. Just find us there. Yeah. It's an AU team, by the way. So.
All right, let's do these 100s. All right, rep one of the 100. We're gonna do it.
I'm gonna try and get it. I'm gonna try and keep up for real. We're gonna pull that thing down. Oh, bro.
Because I was also not thinking about filming it, which is crazy. Alright, remarks. Get set. Go.
Set.